Okay, this is going to be the second lesson in Unit 2 for solving equations. Okay, all right, so we're going to pick up where we left off with a couple of examples from last time. Okay, so if we want to get the variable by itself, I got the variable on one side, that's good. Now I got to move these two numbers away. I got to move the separated number first. And the way I would do that, since that's minus 7, I would add 7 over here. Okay, now to get rid of the attached, I would divide in this case because that's attached by multiplication. 18 divided by 3 would be 6. Okay? Same thing over here. The i's are already, the variable's on that side, so I'm good. I got to get rid of the 5 and the 6. Which one get rid of first? I get rid of the separated first. Opposite of plus would be minus. Okay? So that's going to be 5i. Now be careful on this side. Okay? All right? You want to be careful. You got negative 34 minus 6. Use your calculator for that. So that's negative 40. To get rid of that 5, I would divide both sides by 5. Okay, negative 40 divided by 5 is negative 8. Okay? All right. Now here, you got to be really careful. I got the i's on one side. Now, the question is, what is the separated number here? 10 or negative 2? The separated one is 10. And if you look in front of 10, that's a positive 10. Okay, now it doesn't say it, but basically that is a positive 10. So the opposite of positive or addition would be subtraction. So I would do that on both sides. Okay, now what I got left over, you got to bring this whole thing down. Okay, and then I am going to divide by the attached number of negative 2. Okay, so I got 65 divided by negative 2. The decimal of negative 32.5 is a good answer. Okay? Once again, over here we got to be careful. What is attached and what is separated? The 3 is separated, and that's a positive 3 there. Okay? All right? Now, the question would be is what number's in front of I here? I can go ahead and put a 1 here, and that's going to be a negative 1. So I would get rid of this 3 by subtraction. Okay? So that would be 6 equals negative 1i. To get rid of the negative 1, I would divide. So I got to slice off the attached. 6 divided by negative 1 would be negative 6. So you got to be careful on that question. Okay? So what I'd like you to do is pause the video, okay, and do these problems. And when you're done, unpause. Okay? So for this one, what I would do is I would subtract 4 to each side. I'm going to be careful with the negatives. Okay, negative 62, okay, minus 4 is negative 66. 11i, to get rid of the 11, I divide. Okay, negative 66 divided by 11 is negative 6. Okay? This one, I got to get rid of the 7 first by adding. That would be 60. And 15i, divide both sides by 15. I got I is 4. Okay? All right, got to be careful on this one. I should have had i's instead of x's. It's okay. The letter doesn't really matter. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put a negative 1 there, just so I'm not confused. Okay? So I got to get these two things away. Well, I'm going to get this away first by adding, because that's a negative 14. 9 plus 14 is 23. And I would divide by negative 1, the number in front there, and that would give me negative 23. Okay? Use your calculator for when you need to. Okay? Now when I look at this is the separated number, and that is a positive 2. Okay? So to get rid of that, I would have to subtract 2 to both sides. Okay? That's going to be 12. That's going to go away. That's going to be negative 6x. All right, now I'm going to divide by negative 6. And that's going to be negative 2 for my answer. Okay? All right? Okay? Okay, now let's go on to the second part of this lesson. Okay? All right, we're going to go on to the second part of this lesson. What we want to do on this is we're still solving for the variable. I'm introducing fractions. Okay? All right, now, this is attached, and we're going to deal with that second. So what I would do here is I'm going to get rid of the 7 first. Okay, that would give me 60 on this side, and I got 2 over 3i. Okay, in the first lesson in this unit, we talked about how we wanted to deal with fractions. We're going to take the number in the bottom and multiply up. Okay, so 3 times 60 would be 180, so I got 2i equals 180, and then I'm just going to divide by the number if there's 1 remaining there. Okay, 180 divided by 2 would be 90. Okay. All right, just to show you, 180 divided by 2 is 90. Okay, so with the fractions, once again, we're moving that the bottom one up through cross multiplication and then solving. Over here, this 7 is attached, that is separated, so I would subtract 2 first. Gives me 11. Okay, all right, and this ends up going away. All right, and then very simply, the number on the bottom there, I'm going to cross multiply. 7 times 11 is 77, equaling I. I is already by itself, so I don't have any other attached number there. Okay. Now let's look at these last 2 questions. Okay. What I got here is I've got a big fraction. Okay. I can't move this attached 6 yet because this fraction is in the way. So here's what I'm going to do. Very similar to that I did the other problems. I am going to cross multiply this 5 out. So I got 21 times 5, which is 105, okay? And then I got 2i plus 6, okay? And now I'm just off, I can just solve it like I normally would. This is the attached, this is separated, so I would subtract there. That's going to give me 99, 2i, okay? And then I would get rid of the 2 by dividing. So I equals, let's do what 99 divided by 2 is. That is going to be 49.5. Okay? All right. Once again over here, we are going to cross multiply up to get rid of this 2 because it's different than these ones because these didn't have a fraction underneath. Okay? So I cross multiply that up. That is going to be 20. And now 3i minus 9. Okay? And now we're off to the races, all right? 3 and negative 9, which one goes first? The 9. You've got to do the opposite operation, which would be 29, equaling 3i, and divide by 3. Okay? All right, 29 divided by 3, okay, is 9.6 repeating. Okay? If you want to give a fraction, you hit the fraction and decimal button, and it is 29 over 3. Okay? All right? So, what I'd like to finish this lesson with, okay, I would like you guys to pause your video and go ahead and work on those problems. Okay, unpause, all right? So what I would do is I would, on this one, I got the 3/4 and the 9, I would get rid of the 9 first through subtraction. So that's going to be 30 over here, 3/4 I. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take that 4 and I'm gonna cross multiply it. Okay, so 4 times 30 is going to be 120. Okay, so I got 3i equals 120, and I get rid of the 3 by division. Okay, 120 divided by 3 is 40 for my answer here. Okay, this one, pretty simply, I'm going to leave this for last. I'm going to add 2 over to here. That's going to be 13 equals I over 3. Okay, very simply, with that's in the bottom, I'm just going to cross multiply that. 13 times 3. Okay, you need to see it. 13 times 3 is my 39. And that would be my answer for that one. Okay, for these ones where it's over both terms, I cross multiply that up. 4 times that would be 40. I got 5i minus 3. Okay, I would add 3 over to the other side. So that's 43 equals 5i. And I would divide both sides by 5. Okay, I'm going to have to use my calculator for that one. 8.6. I equals 8.6. Okay, and the last question, very simply like the other ones, I would cross multiply that up to give me 80. 8i plus 6. Okay, I got to get rid of the 6 first by subtraction. Okay, 74 equals 8i. Okay, and to get rid of the 8, I just divide. Okay, I equals, let's figure out what 74 divided by 8 would be. It would be 9.25. Okay? All right, so that's the second lesson on solving equations. Okay, if you just practice that up, you should be good to go.